Tai Chi. Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock those fingers, stretch them to the ceiling. Turn at your hips and waist to look at the heel of your opposite foot. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to one side. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up our span, parallel feet, choose one side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tai Chi posture is very important, and the more you practice that, the better it is. Put your feet parallel as much as possible. Can be parallel a little bit this way, parallel this way, but not like this. Because you do it like this and you're trying to bend your knees, you're going to be doing something a little not so good. Second thing is try to maintain Tai Chi posture so that even if you come up here, you're going to be, let's see, cross your hands. You see, my body is straight up as much as I can. I have some people that are bending over this way, some people that are bending back this way, but you just sit down. Sit down, straight up. The legs are parallel. They don't have to be this exactly. They can be off a little bit so long as they're parallel. But if you try to do one of these things and lean one way or the other, not too easy. And so parallel, and one hand up, body straight up. So go home, look in the mirror. Is the body this way, that way? It shouldn't be. It should be straight up.
Okay, continuing our warm-up exercise. Okay, golden cockerel. So just as a reminder, we all know how to center ourselves, we know how to counterbalance. So just to refresh our memory, when we're a golden cockerel, we're in good Tai Chi posture, okay? We're not straight up with our backs arched, we're evenly distributed in weight, and because we're going to have movement, we're going to have to open up our span. So as I'm telling you, we can do it, okay? So it's easier to remember. So you're going to open up your span, you're going to drop your shoulders, middle finger to the side seam of your pants, hollowing out your chest, tucking your butt under, relaxing your knees, and head straight up because it's held by that silk silver thread or cable. When we're a golden cockerel, we need to work with our hands, our body, and our mind. In doing so, we want to shift our weight to the left foot. When we want to shift the weight to the left foot, our right foot now becomes weightless, so it can come up. When it comes up, it comes towards the middle of our body, to the middle of our body. Our hands help us to work to get to the middle of the body. As we come up with our foot, our hand also comes up. So to not understand it, we would shift our weight, bring our foot up, and say, I need to center myself. So you want to do that simultaneously or synchronize your movement, okay? When you wobble in that process, your hand helps you to stabilize. It gives you more, I want to say stability, but it firms down that weighted foot so that this foot is now freer to come up. And the hand motion goes along with that foot motion. The other hand has a really big job. It counterbalances the hand that sits in the center. And how does it do it? It does not just go to sleep. It is awake and it's cocked and it sits to the side. So what does it mean to sit to the side? It sits out and to the side almost like an L stance. So that if you drew an imaginary line from the tip of my front finger to the left or the back hand, you should have a diagonal. If you kept it here, there's no diagonal. So you need to keep it out here. So the more you falter and the more you can bring this hand up with the height of your front foot and keep this out and sit down, the stabler you can be, okay? So those are a lot of words. So let's try to grasp onto something that I said and then try to put it into play. So in learning Tai Chi, a very important question, a very important answer. You are never mirroring me whenever you do Tai Chi. You are always doing it the exact same way that I'm doing. In Golden Cockerel, I am demonstrating to you, and so when we demonstrate, I'm not particular about what side you're on. It's too hard to do the same side. So I started to turn around so that we can do it the same way. But we realize that each of us have different abilities and talents. So where I may be falling down for whatever reason of distracting, I might be doing the other side faster than you. So I turn around and now we just say, it's a free-for-all. You take care of yourself. You know the elements in which we need to take care of, okay? So do you understand generally what I mean, yeah? All right, so I'm gonna turn around. Does that answer your question? All right, so when we're a Golden Cockerel, we have good Tai Chi posture. We have our feet apart, not this way, but shoulder width away, and we are evenly distributed, 50-50. We use our hands and shift our weight. If our hands are here, and we're gonna have a harder time shifting our weight. So we use your hands, we shift our weight, put it all on the left, up, Golden Cockerel stands on its left. Down, shift weight, firm down, center, up. Stretch out that backhand. Shift weight, center, up. Do you have your diagonal? Down, shift your weight, center, up, out, so on and so forth. So I'll give it a quiet time now, okay? So you can think about what you're doing. One more set. Okay, so it looks like everybody did well, and you'll get it down better as time goes by. So you were working your muscles, working your focus and concentration, building stronger muscles. What you can do to help you in doing all of Tai Chi is concentrate hard where your center of gravity is, which is 2 inches below your navel. Everybody has that center. It's an imaginary center called your dantian. When you do Tai Chi, everything should center around that focal point. It is as if the cable going through the middle of your skull, through your dantian, your chest dantian, and to the dantian 2 inches below your navel, is where that rod or cable is. So if this rod is straight and you're concentrating on it, all you're going to do is spin on this. Once you do not focus and are not aware of it, the cable will waver. You will not be in balance. So that's the reasoning why you need to not only be physically strong and understand where your hands and feet are, but you're going to have to concentrate on that center of gravity, okay? And it's a discipline, so you yourself have to initiate that and be aware of where your center is. When we kick out now, okay, so I'm going to repeat this many times, but I want you to grasp onto what you can so when you do practice, you're able to do it correctly and safely. When we kick out, the same elements repeat itself. We have our span open. We know that when we shift our weight, this time to the left again, so that we can do a kick out with our right, 50-50, gathering up that energy, lifting at the same time, centering ourselves, and then kicking out in line. So when we kick out in line, the right foot and the right hand follow each other. But the left hand counters. This is counter on 2 opposite sides rather than this way. Never this way. So here again, you shift your weight, right foot, right hand, and then out. The cross now centers ourselves. If we need to bring our foot up a little higher, our hands go up a little higher, and then we come out. Down. Okay? Let's try that now, okay? Any questions on this one? Okay? We're not looking for a high kick. We're not looking for a long duration of the kick. We're looking for something safe to get the elements down, and then as you get stronger, you can do all of the other refinements, okay? So we're going to open up our span, dropping our shoulders, focusing on our danten, thinking about how we're going to be a kick out on our right, okay? Kick out with our right, but we're shifting to the left. Gather the energy, shift your weight, right hand, right foot coming up, okay, getting out in line. Bringing it in, dropping the toe, shifting of the weight, up with your left foot, left hand, out, kick out. Shift weight, right foot, right hand, up, out. Shift weight, left, left. One more set. Okay. So now we're going to go move on to still warming up, okay? We're going to think about our feet alignment and then add on our hand postures, okay? So we said that we have good Tai Chi posture. We know how to make a T stance. We shift our weight, okay, and everybody's doing it with me, but really following as if you had no other background, okay? Like you're learning it for the first time. Put away the stuff that you've already know and say, I'm starting fresh. Okay, so that's a way to bring in new knowledge. You're at good Tai Chi posture. I'm going to open up a little bit because good Tai Chi posture is not tight in like this. It's relaxed and it's about shoulder width away, okay? To make a T stance, we're going to shift our weight to the right. Our left foot becomes weightless. We turn and we point it this way. Why do we do it this way? Because we know in Tai Chi the basic principle is the foot that is weightless or near weightless is the only foot that can move. 2 feet cannot move together. The worst thing you can do is put 2 feet like this with weight and then try to move. You can't, you're going to fall. So you're going to have to keep the foot that's on its toe with very little weight, okay? So this is the capital letter T stance. Let's put our hands at our waist, and we're in good Tai Chi posture. We're rooted down on the right, so therefore the foot has a bend or the knee has a flex in it. If you're straight up, okay, everybody straight up, more than likely you're giving weight to this weight, what we want as a weightless foot. If we say that 95% of our body weight is rooted on our right foot, it has to be flexed to allow this guy to be weightless, okay? Now, we need to take an L stance. So we're going to go back. We're going to have to weight down this foot. So when it's weighted down, I can see that the knee is flexed, okay? When we take an L stance, we need to come out and to the side. Out with your hand and to the side. Where with your hand? Out and to the side in one motion. So how are you going to get there? The heel has to go here. When the heel goes there, the weight is still on this back leg. Show me that you know what I mean. T stance. Where's your weight? Where's your hands? Where are your hands? All right. T stance. Okay? Weightless foot comes out on an L. Where's your body weight? Still on the right foot. We have to move that chi or energy from your foot your ankle, your knees, your thighs, your hips to turn and then flatten down on the left or front foot. All right? Now, to check if your formation is correct, you drag the front foot back. There should be a gap. If there's not a gap, then you did not come out and to the side. All you went was out. You need to come out and to the side and then drag it back, all right? Can you do that on your own now and see that you're meeting the elements that I'm trying to teach you? T stance, L stance, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, firm down, T, L, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Why is it called a bow stance? There's a bow in the right foot, there's an arrow in the back. Straight, not buckled in the knee. Sit back and sit down on that imaginary stool. The almost weightless foot now can pivot on its heel, firm down, weightless foot comes to a T, out and to the side, weightless foot, move that energy all the way across, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, T, L, turn, flatten, bow, sit back, sit down, pivot, T. All right, just a real fast thing, okay, because I think some of you have gotten it, some of you are think you've gotten it, but really haven't gotten it, okay? So I'm going to try to visually show you what we try to learn, and you check with what you see and hear and compare it to your alignment, your motions. This is a T. This is an L. Turn my hips and waist, I flatten, bow stance. I sit back and I sit down. I pivot, firm down, T, L, turn, hips and waist, flatten, bow. Sit back, sit down. T, L, bow. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, T, L, bow. So we're going to do something to prove how to do a better feet alignment, okay? So we're going to do something wrong now, okay? Let's do something wrong to prove a point. Hands at our waist, T stance. Firm down on the right. Out on an L. Turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Stretch out. What's wrong? Okay, everybody look at me. What's wrong? Yeah, I'm going to fall down. So we said we're adhering to our cable. Therefore, we should be straight up. Our knee can never go beyond the toe. If it does, it's throwing our Tai Chi posture off. We're not being safe. We're doing the opposite. Sit back, sit down, pivot, T. Let's do it wrong. Let's do it right. The knee is in line with the toe. The back leg has no buckle in it. If it is, it's not an arrow. We're in a bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Let's do it 2 times correctly and move on. Pivot. T, L, bow stance. Last one. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. T, L. Turn hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. T. All right, this time we're going to do it with hands. Okay, we're going to part the wild horse's mane. So when we did the 10 form, we parted the wild horse's mane by going like this. Here's your snack. Sit back, sit down, pivot. Hold your ball for better balance, center. Carry that ball, center yourself, bow stance. Here again, tip of my forward hand, tip of my back hand, I can make a diagonal. It can never be like this. Okay? This hand has to be, the wrist has to be cocked, and it has to help you with balance, okay? All right, here we go. Right foot on a line, T stance. Holding your ball. Left hand on the bottom. Left foot ready to go. Bottom hand advances. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Stretch, get that diagonal. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Center yourself by holding your ball in a T stance. Right hand on the bottom, the advancing hand to match the right foot that's going out onto the side. Carry that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Stretch, where's your diagonal? Where's your bow and arrow? Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball firm down, T. Bring it in. Out to L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Ball and T. L and ball, bow stance. Okay, we're going to get fancy now, okay? We said that Tai Chi is built on Tai Chi walk. And to some degree, we were doing Tai Chi walk, bringing in all those elements. However, we were not really walking at a distance. So for the size of this class and for the parameters of the room size, our best way to do Tai Chi walk would be to move back and come forward, okay? So we're going to move back to come forward. And you don't have to flush all the way back, okay? Give yourself some room. Look where you're going to move forward to. In doing Tai Chi walk, we're going to stay with the elements that we just practiced. And I will show you, but physically and verbally, how we're going to match them. So there should be no problem. When I say that the hands never cross, they never cross. In fact, let's just stand there and practice rolling our ball. We said the parameters of a ball are not like this and are not like this. Well, what is it? Chest level on the top hand, 2 inches below your navel on the bottom hand. The ball cannot be held this way, this way, this way, but shoulder width away, right in the center, because it helps us with balance. It helps us to get into a transition movement, okay? We can spin the ball, and our hands never cross. They just rotate, taking the same parameters, chest level and 2 inches below. The ball sits near us, but not against us. Neither does it throw our Tai Chi posture off so that we have to stretch forward. So we're always in good Tai Chi posture. The ball is round. The ball is, I want to say gentle, it's soft. So you're caressing or keeping your ball in good form. When we hold a ball, we have a shape to ourselves. This is our Pong energy. It's an inflated feeling, a fullness about you, okay? And we'll talk more about it as we go on. All right. We said that we would hold our ball and part the wild horse's mane on a Tai Chi walk, okay? So we're going to get fancy, but you're going to try to remember how to do your twist step, your L stance, and your bow stance, okay? So we're in good Tai Chi posture. We're going to pivot out on our right heel. We're going to hold our ball with the right hand on the top, the left hand on the bottom. After we did a twist step, we know that we have to do an L stance. Out and to the side. Move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Zigzag out. Hold your ball for better balance. Out with your heel on an L stance, part the wild horse's mane. Be sure your knee is not beyond your toe. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball for better balance, heel out, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, out with your heel on an L stance, splice. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, out on an L, move that ball, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, ball for better balance, L stance, bow stance. You're going to continue. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, out on an L, move that ball, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, bow stance, stretch. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, zigzag, hold your ball out with an L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, bow stance. Listen carefully. Half step forward, hold your ball. Spin your ball to the left. Sit on your back foot. Raise your right hand, raise your left foot, point it down. White crane spreads its wings. Do you look like me? Are you sitting on your back foot? Drop your front foot, bisect your body. Look back at your back hand that's higher. Bring it to your ear, lift up the front foot, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Look at your left hand that's higher. Bring it to your ear, turn your face, brush your knee, 2. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Look at your top hand that's higher. Bring it to your ear, turn your face and hips, brush your knee, 3. Half step forward, rock your front foot, shift your hands, play your lute on your heel. Okay, this is an experiment. It's not for teaching. It's for demonstrating, okay? We're going to repulse a monkey. We're going to backwards Tai Chi walk. Do the best you can. Drop your front foot, center your front hand. Look at your back hand that's higher. Bring it to the ear as you lift your front foot and walk, Tai Chi walk, backwards. Okay, be safe. Push and pull, repulsing of the monkey. Center, look at your left hand that's higher. Lift your front foot by putting all the weight in the back foot. Bring it to the ear for safety. Bring your foot down, repulse of the monkey. Center, right hand higher, look, weight on the back. Bring it to the ear as you lift that front foot down to your toe, to your heel, repulse of the monkey. You're pushing that monkey away, being safe in doing so. Look at your left hand that's higher. Lift the front foot, place it down, put it to your ear, repulse of the monkey. Now, center, higher, lift, ear, toe, heel. Center, repulse, monkey. Last one. Higher, lift, toe, heel, repulse the monkey. Okay, very good. So don't worry about you couldn't really figure it out, but you did walk backwards. So all I wanted to show you in that situation is that what we learn going forward, we can apply going backward. What we learn about centering and looking helps us as we get better balance, okay? And this is what Tai Chi is all about. So we don't have to be afraid. All we have to do is remember that there are safety measures, whether we're doing the 10, the 24, or the 16. But all the time we do Tai Chi, we always are aware of what is safe and the word centering. How do we center ourselves? So we talked about at least 3 times of centering. We said that when we are a golden cockerel, 4 different ways. We center the hand that's in the front to go along with the synchronizing movement of the foot that comes up. 1 center. We then talked about centering as a way of crossing our hands to bring everything to the center of our body to then be allowed to come out in balance. The third way we talked about was holding our ball. We said that when we're in good Tai Chi posture and we're balancing on 1 foot to come out in an L stance, we need to center ourselves rather than keep it here. But we could not start with feet and hands. We decided to take them apart, leave our hands here, and learn clearly and cleanly the footwork before we went on to adding hands. This last time, when we did repulsing of the monkey, and you all know how to repulse the monkey in the 10 form, you centered, you looked up higher, you brought it here, you were doing the beginning stages of the 24, if not the 16. So how did we center? We centered by putting our hand in the center. We decided to meet both hands in the center. We need to then push and glide back in a center way. As a means of safety, we said that when we're playing our lute, we're centering ourselves too, laying the groundwork to center that front hand, look at the back hand. How are we going to be safe? We need to come up this way. So the leverage here is, yes, we need to weight down on the back foot. But as we come up, what does this hand do? It helps us to balance, to meet, and center ourselves again. So this is what we're going to be looking at, all safety measures, but moving into 24 movements and applying all the basics, okay? Any questions so far? Okay. Your job is to go home and make sure that you have an L stance. I know that everybody can clean up their L stance. So here's what I mean by an L stance. And those of you who know what an L stance is, you need to practice to get better endurance, okay? Now, I taught you a T stance. I taught you an L stance. We said the foot has to go on its heel by going out and to the side. It cannot just go out. This is not a good L stance. You're too crowded. You're going to hurt your knees. So that's why I'm particular, okay? And this is going to be recorded. So this is a T stance. We said we need to come out and to the side in one motion on our heel. This is where it should be. This is where it has to be because it has then a gap for me to help me to turn. If you cannot understand that concept, you are going to give up and say, my knees hurt. Tai Chi is not for me. Okay, so Tai Chi is for everybody, no matter what age, no matter what athletic ability you have, because it's gentle. But we have to understand clearly the foundations, okay? Build on it. All right. In the 24, which you moved into, and there are many of you who are brand new to this class, it's challenging, but it can be very fun. We're not saying that we know the 10 perfectly, okay? But we do know that you know the 10 so that you can do it without watching, and you know how to do your movements. So what we're going to do is not just throw away what you learned in level 1, but use what you learned in level 1 and apply it and build a stronger foundation to level 2. In the 24, we are mainly going to the left However, it'll bring us back home to where we started. So that is very unique, very, very unique. And you don't have to be in the X that you draw to be exactly there, but you could be slightly back or slightly forward or slightly to the side, but that is your home base, okay? So what I'm going to do now, yep, you have a question? No, okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to do the 24, okay? And I know you're going to say, oh my God, I came to learn the 24, I can't do it. But in experiencing all of the 24, it's going to prove to you that yes, we're going to need lessons and we're going to need instructions. And that's what the main thrust is for in doing the 24, okay? Everybody game? Everybody buying into it? Yeah? Okay. And what makes it a little bit more difficult is that the 24 has a specific music. So where the high pitches are, we're going to kick out. Where there's a fading in and fading out, we're usually at a transition. So there's specific calls that were made directly for the 24 for this music. So I'm going to go find it, and then we're going to do it. People on the left, because you don't have room to go towards your left, you're going to have to pull back a little bit more, okay? Okay, ready? Good Tai Chi posture. We're going to start. Yang 24. Enjoy yourselves, eh? Don't stress. Okay, that's the music to start. Shift your weight. Opening, commencing form. Rotate. Deep breath. Elevate. Push down. Make yourself small. Hold your ball. Part the wild horse's mane. 3 times. 2. Sit back, sit down. Pivot out. Part the wild horse's mane, final. Half step forward, hold your ball. Spin your ball. Look at your right hand. White crane spreads its wings. Bisect your body. Look back at your backhand that's higher. Bring it to your ear and brush your knee. 3 times. 1. Backhand higher, brush knee. 2. Look at the person in front of you, might have an idea. Brush knee. 3. Half step forward. Sit back on your back foot. Play your lute on your heel. Center your front hand. Look at the back hand that's high. You're going to repulse the monkey with a Tai Chi backwards walk. Center, higher, glance, lift. Repulse 2. Center, higher, lift. Repulse 3. Center, higher, lift. Repulse 4. Hold your ball in a T stance. You can do that. We're going to ward off. And then grasp the bird's tail. Contact, push. Separate and roll back. And roll forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot. Do it on the other side by warding off. Push them away. Give me my space. Roll back. Sit back. Pivot. T-stance. Hook the backhand. Come out. This is called single whip. Hey, the music sounds like cloud hands. A sideways motion. Floating. Rounded. Non-stop. Where's that clock at 12 o'clock? And 3 o'clock, something happens. And 9 o'clock, something happens. Out to the 3, we hook. And we come out for another single whip. Half step forward, sit back, and pat your horse on his mane. Don't worry, cross, step out with your left heel and become a kick out with your right. And drop to your heel to double punch your opponent. Sit back, pivot, turn to the wall of the clock. Left hand, left foot up, kick out. Now we're going to be a serpent, slithering down into the grass and coming up and being a golden cockerel. Toe down, spin, slither, set, up, golden cockerel. You're going to be a maiden who is on her weaving loom and moving her shuttlecock. Now you're going to the bottom of the sea to find that needle. Coming up and flashing your arms like a fan. Sitting back, pivoting, and you're going to deflect and parry and punch and strip, roll back, roll forward, and everybody knows too how to apparently close and embrace the tiger and close your form. Okay, nice to see all of you. Take care.